Okay, hello everyone. We are from Group 4. We will present our task project, meaning CGR or Critical Journal Report of Rhodes Law. Next slide. Okay, the first of all, let's introduce our member. My name is Emi Malau as moderator and my friends.
My name is Sarah Knisya Sinaga.
My name is Andini Zara Nasution.
Next slide. Okay, in the chapter 1 we will discuss about the interaction. First, about background. Rhodes' law is a fundamental principle in chemistry that explains the relationship between the vapor pressure of a solvent in a solution and the concentration of the solute. This law, formulated by Rhodes, is fundamental to our understanding of the properties of ideal solution and has wide application in various fields, such as industry and purification processes. Rhodes' law states that the vapor pressure of a component in an ideal solution is directly proportional to the relative amount of that component in the solution. This concept is very important in explaining phenomena such as decreases in freezing point and increase in boiling point. However, although Rhodes' law is a well-recognized basic concept in chemical studies, its application in various practical scenarios often requires further understanding of the nature of non-ideal solution. Therefore, many studies have been conducted to extend and test the limit of this law, especially in industrial and laboratory contexts. This paper will review several scientific journals related to the application and development of Rhodes' law, both under ideal and non-ideal conditions. Through this journal review, it is hoped to gain a deeper understanding of the relevance of Rhodes' law in modern practice, as well as how limitation and exception to this law have been applied in various studies. Next slide, please. Okay, so the problem in this CGR or Critical Journal Report. First, what are the chemical potential of liquids? Second, what is the relationship between Rhodes' law with chemical potential of liquids? Third, what are the advantages and disadvantages of each journal? Okay, the next topic is problem. So first, to know the chemical potential of liquids. The second, to know relation between Rhodes' law with chemical potential of liquid. And the last, to know the advantages and the disadvantages of each journal. Next slide. Okay, so the first journal we will discuss is with the title Rhodes was right after all. The name of the journal American Chemical Society. The author is Anthony S. Wexler and publication year is 2019. The language is English. Volume is 4. The year is 12848 until 12852. Next slide. Okay, the second journal is the title Dissociation Must Be Taken into Account in Rhodes' Law. The name journal is Journal of Chemical. The author is Amparo Gomez Ciurana and Sergio Menerguez. Publication year is 2023. The language is English. The volume is 100 and the year is 4106 until 4108. Next slide. So the last journal we will discuss is the title Estimating the Relationship Between Liquid and Vapor Phase Odorant Concentration Using a Photoionization Detector or PID based approach. Name of the journal is Chemical Sciences and the author is Liam Jennings, Ellie Williams, Samuel Catton, Martha Aflas, and Dallas Adam Dewan. Publication year is 2022. The language is English. The volume is 48. The year is 1 until 17. Next slide. Okay, for chapter 2 or summary, we will discuss by Andini Jahra. Andini Jahra, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, the moderator. Next slide, please. Okay. For the journal one, the summary is a highly concentrated solution occur in a wide range of industrial and natural processes, including dryness, carbon capture, atmospheric aerosol, and food drying. These solutions are typically labeled as exhibiting in non-ideal behavior because the proper pressure of the solute and solvent and their responding activities in solution are not proportional to their mole fraction. Rolls-Royce proposed this linear mole fraction proper pressure relationship in 100 1175, and Rho law has become a paradigm in chemistry and chemical engineering. For dilute solution, this relation holds, but deviation grows as the solution becomes more concentrated. In 1908, Calendar 6 explains some of the derived from Rolle's model by positing that in aqueous solution, solute molecules are hydrated such that some of the water is bound to the solute, so it does not contribute to the proper pressure. That is, only the so-called free water contribute to the proper present is the paradigm extended the validity of Rawls' law to high concentration, but it still failed at the yet higher concentration. Next slide. Okay, the next summary of Journal 2. Rawls' law states at the temperature T, the solvent proper pressure P, and of the an ideal solution is the product of the mole fraction of the solvent, solvent, and the proper presence of the pure solvent at the same temperature or pressure or pure solvent. And this formula. The next is electrolyte solution, which consists of the compound that dissociate into ions when they dissolve in a solvent, introduce additional complexity in the application of Rawls' law. When an electrolyte dissociates, the number of the practices in solution is no longer proportional of the number of mole of the solute added. Therefore, if one Hopf factor which describes the ratio between the number of the particles formed in the solution and the number of the mole of solution dissolved become very important. When salt or ionic compound are dissolved in water, they dissociate into smaller ions. This process not only changes the total number of the particles in the solution, but also affect the mole fraction of the solvent available for the evaporates. Therefore, to accurately calculate the proper pressure of the solvent, we must consider the number of ions formed due to dissociation. Next slide. Okay, the next is the comparison of the result obtained by the two products. We will help us to choose between the two value 2003.17 and 2001.64 millimeter. And the next, by applying the colligative property of boiling point elevation, delta T or I can where T A is the alveoloscopic constant for the solvent. The normal boiling temperature of the aqueous salt solution can be obtained by finding the temperature at which the solvent vapor pressure. B. Calculate using Raoult's law. Equation 1 is equal the atmospheric pressure of the 760 millimeter air raksa. Next slide. Okay, the next summary journal 3. The article exposites the importance of understanding the relationship between the liquid dilution of deodorant and its vapor phase concentration, as this relationship is critical for accurate olfactory studies. The author noted the while Raoult law provides a theoretical framework for predicting vapor percent based on mole fraction. Deviations from this law are common due to interaction between the odor and solvent molecule. The study to both even purpose research by characterizing the liquid vapor relationship of the various odors in different solvent using a photoionization detector or PID method to quantify vapor concentration. In the behavioral assay, Hedvig's meals were trained to report detection of the odor in a controlled environment. The training involved presenting the mice with a go stimulus or blank field and a no-go stimulus dilute odorant. The research inserted that each session tests only one concentration of the odorant to avoid contaminant effect. The olfactometer was loaded with multiple phases, and the position of the field we randomly daily and maintain experimental integrity. Next slide. Okay, the results show that the liquid vapor phase equilibrium equation was successful, corrected to account for difference in the behavior sensitivity of mist to odorant in different solvent. Vapor phase concentration of deodorant divided from Raoult's law prediction, especially at high concentration. The resulting vapor concentration plot illustrate the difference between ideal and solvent corrected prediction. In addition, the variation in behavior performance of the mix based on odorant and solvent underscores the importance of this factor in the olfactory studies. The PID method provided effective in the measuring vapor concentration, allowing for the accurate comparisons. In the discuss, the author interpreted to result the content of the existing literature of the olfactory research and the application of Raoult's law. They emphasize the while Raoult's law provides a useful framework. The observed deviation underscores the complexity of odorant behavior in the different solvent. The author discussed the implication of their finding for future research, suggesting that a better understanding of the liquid vapor relationship can enhance the accuracy of the olfactory studies and improve the comparability and the result across different experiments. Okay, that's all from me. I return back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you for Andini Jahra. For the chapter 3 discussion, we will present by Sarah Agnasia Sinaga. Sarah Agnasia Sinaga, time is yours.
Thank you for the moderator. Advantage of Journal 1. Expanded applicability. Hearst law can be applied more broadly by considering interaction between free and bound water in solid. 2. Better explanation of deviation. The research provides a clearer explanation for deviation from Roth's law in concentrated solution. 3. Practical relevance. The findings have practical application in various fields, including atmospheric chemistry, industry, and processing. 4. Integration of theory and practice. The journal bridges the gap between thermodynamic theory and practical application. 5. Strong theoretical foundation. The research is grounded in solid theory and reference previous research. 6. Stimulus for further research. The new model proposed in the journal may inspire further research in solution, thermodynamic, and solute interaction. Journal 2. 1. Importance of dissociation consideration. The journal emphasizes that dissociation should be considered when applying Earth's law to electrolyte solution, which is often overlooked in chemistry textbooks. This provides a deeper understanding of the behavior of solution. 2. Educational relevance. The author underlines the importance of including this concept in the basic chemistry curriculum so that students can understand the difference between ideal solution and electrolyte solution. 3. Concept clarification. The journal helps clarify the concept of free water and how the number of particles formed per mole of solute affect the solvent concentration, which can reduce confusion among students. 4. Strong reference. The journal is supported by a wide range of relevant reference, providing a strong scientific basis for the arguments put forward. Journal 3. A robust experimental approach. The use of pH-D detection provides accurate quantification of liquid phase and vapor phase concentration. 2. Comprehensive data. The study tested a wide range of solvent or odorant pairs, ensuring broad applicability and understanding of deviation from Roth's law. 3. Validation with theoretical approach. Comparison with Rawls and Henry laws provides theoretical validation of experimental results. And 4. What application? The described method can be applied to various olfactory studies, improving reproducibility. And 5. Correction for deviation. The study emphasized the importance of accounting for deviation from Earth's law in real solution. And this advantage of Journal 1, limitation of experimental data. This journal may lack sufficient experimental data to corroborate the proposed model, so its validity may be questionable. 2. Focus on high concentration. The study focused more highly concentration solution, so it may not fully cover the behavior of solution at lower concentration, where Rawls' law is usually more accurate. 3. Model complexity. The proposed model may be considered complex and difficult to apply in some practical situations, which may limit its use in the file. 4. Lack of discussion on the limitation of Rawls' law. The journal may not sufficiently discuss the limitation of Rawls' law itself, which is important for a more comprehensive understanding of when it applies and when it does not. 5. Potential bias and assumption. The assumption used in the model may contain biases, which could affect the result and interpretation of the study, especially if they are not supported by sufficient data. 6. Limitation in generalization. The proposed result and model may not be generalizable to all types of solution or condition, thus requiring further research for validation and wider applicability. And Journal 2 disadvantage are limitation in discussion. While this journal provides valuable insight, the discussion may not be in-depth enough for readers looking for more detailed mathematical analysis or experimental data. Two, focus on education. This journal focus more on the educational aspect and may lack practical application of Rolle's law in the context of industry and advanced research. Three, potential misinterpretation. There is a risk that readers who do not have a strong background in chemistry may misunderstand the concept described, especially in relation to dissociation and Van Hoff factor. Four, limitation in textbooks. The journal criticized textbooks that do not address dissociation but does not provide concept solution or specific recommendation for improvements in such teaching materials. And the last, journal 3, limitation of the PhD method. Now, the PhD method used may be less accurate than the gas chromatography method, especially in terms of sensitivity to highlight complex paper composition. Two, positive deviation is more dominant. The authors note that positive deviation for Roslow are more common, but the journal does not sufficiently explore how negative deviation can affect the paper-based concentration in a given system. Three, difficulties in practical application. Although this method is a simpler and cheaper than gas chromatography, some researchers may find difficulties in adopting this method due to the need for specialized calibration equipment and correction factors. Four, limited to the terrestrial context. The method and result in this journal are more relevant to terrestrial olfactory research and lack discussion of their relevance to other contexts such as non-terrestrial chemical system or environments with extreme pressure and temperature conditions. And the last, limited application to the substance with long chain carbon. The journal found that substance with longer carbon chains, such as heptyl acetate, show significant deviation from ideal gas behavior, which may limit the applicability of Roth's law to such solution. I back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you for Sarah Agnesia Sinaga. Next slide, please. Okay, overall, we can take the conclusion. All three journals agree that while Rhodes' law provides a useful theoretical framework for understanding solution behavior, deviation from ideal prediction often occur in highly concentrated or complex solutions. Factors such as solid hydration, intermolecular interaction, and solvent variation greatly affect experimental results and need to be taken into account to obtain more accurate prediction in chemical and olfactory studies. The journal provides a good understanding of the basic concept, but there is still room for improvement, especially in terms of experimental methods and problem variation. Overall, this review confirmed the importance of Rhodes' law in understanding the behavior of liquid solution and provides recommendations for further research. Okay, next slide. Okay, for the bibliography, we can see for in this slide. Next slide, please. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you for the attention. See you.